We just popped out. We're in the heart of rural Leicestershire. We just popped out for a walk, come across this beautiful stream. There's no doubt plenty of fish in there and probably quite a few crayfish as well. But we just come out. It's getting on to the end of the season now. Last few days in August. There's not much doing now. Everything's getting ready to wind down for winter. We got the end of the blackberries, the sloes there just coming into their own now. A couple of frosts on them, they'll be all right. We've got hazelnuts, we've got rose hips, elderberries. We're just having a look round, see what we can find, see what's still hanging on to the season. A few blackberries coming towards the end of the season now, but they're all nice and juicy and soft. They're so expensive if you buy them in the supermarket. If you come out and get them yourself, they're alright. There's nothing wrong with them. Good source of vitamins. Beautiful fresh blackberries. Take them home, make jam with them. Boil them down. If you've got a pound of blackberries, you use a pound of sugar. Get it down. Boil it down, reduce it. Sterilise your jars, put it in your jars. It will last a couple of months in a dark cupboard. And it's literally to die for on toast. Here's my next thing. They're not ready yet, but they will be next month. On this tree here. This little tree here, I can show you in there. Sloes. They're the little blue ones. That's what the leaves look like. I get them. Excuse me. They're always better with a frost on them. You don't want to pick them until they've had a good frost on them. The frost breaks them down a little bit. But there's plenty in there. That will be the next thing. Again, you can make jams with them. I always make a sloe gin. Put them in a jam jar after they've been frozen. Put them in a nice big kilner jar. Put sugar in there. Empty your bottle of gin and just shake it. I shake it every day, once a day, for 14 days, and then leave it for around a month, and then after that strain it off for a muslin cloth or a strainer, depending how clear you like it. And yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. It's a really, really nice tipple on a cold winter's morning or a cold winter's night. But yeah, I shall crack on and get a load more of these, and then I'll do a video when the sloes are ready. I'll do a video showing you how to make the sloe gin. Plenty of these big old blackberries about this time of year. I always like to get them last thing in the year, just as they're going off. They're as sweet as they'll be. They're as big as they'll be. And they're absolutely beautiful, just to eat them like they are. They're so soft. You can mix them through ice cream or a bit of chantilly cream, or make a nice crumble, blackberry crumble. Just boil them down, reduce them down in a tiny little bit of water. Strain them off, get your fruit out, put it in a nice perspex dish, or any crumble dish, any dish really. Top it with a nice crumble, homemade or shop bought, whatever way you're inclined. I always like the shop bought one. Aunt Bess's, but other makes are available. And what I do is I get the mixture, put it in a bowl, and I crush cornflakes into it for a bit of added crunch. Layer that over the top. You want at least an inch thick over the top of your fruit. Place it in the oven, gas mark 6, 180 for 20-25 minutes. Serve that up with a bit of custard or cream or absolutely beautiful. You just can't go wrong. I say they're expensive to buy in the shop, but out here they're all free. It's just a matter of getting out. We stay well away from the roadsides. I see people picking them on the roadsides, but they're covered in dust and pollution. I suppose they'd be all right if you give them a wash, but if you wet them at this stage, they're so soft that if you wet those, they would just break down and you wouldn't get much fruit. But yeah, a couple of little ideas. These ones are not going in a crumble, by the way. These are just going in me. Here we are, just out for a walk. Stumbled across a nice rosehip bush. Very underrated rosehips, very underrated these days anyway. Not years ago, they was a big thing. You just get them. Obviously if you're at home you do all this with a knife or a small spoon or whatever. But you just cut them open, discard all the pips inside. When you've done this, just make sure you wash your hands. Many of you all know that we used to use these as itching powder, tipping them down the girls' blouses at school. Laugh uncontrollably as they scratch themselves to death for the next couple of hours. But yeah, we just want them like that, just empty, no seeds inside. And you want a good I don't know, half a pound in weight, I suppose, about a cupful. And then all we do is boil a kettle, tip it over in a jug or a bowl or whatever, just leave them overnight to steep, let the water cool down. Then the next morning we strain the water off into a decanter or whatever you've got, and that's literally one of the healthiest drinks you can have. You can make syrup from rose hips, but the tea is, rose hips are on par with oranges for levels of vitamin C. Obviously oranges now being imported from Spain and wherever, they cost a fortune, but rose hips literally grow freely in most places, and I say they're as high in vitamin C, if not higher, than any orange you'll find. So yeah, if you're out and about and you fancy a nice refreshing cold drink, do them overnight, steep them in the water, strain the juice off, put it in the fridge nice and cold, or make a tea or a rosehip jelly, accompany different meats. But yeah, they're really nice. I'd highly recommend giving them a go. I really would. And then if we look up a bit higher, we got one of my favourites, the old elderberries. They're absolutely beautiful. They're small and they're difficult to strip off of a bush, but a tip I can tell you is if you turn the plant upside down and get just a normal dinner fork, all the stems fit between the tines of the fork really well, and you literally just put it on and just strip them into a bowl. They're beautiful to eat as they are. If you get them at the stage before this would all be a white flower, and you can make elderberry cordial from them, which a lot of places do. It's very popular now. It's not a difficult thing to make. Plenty of recipes on Google or whatever else. But again, they're really high in vitamins. All the superfoods now in Holland and Barrett and all places like that. Elderberries are a real big thing. I say they just grow freely in massive clumps on the tree, and even if you don't do anything with them, even if you just walk in, if you've got a regular dog walk and you find them throughout the season, just nibble a couple of bunches and it will be a real top up in vitamins that you don't get in anything else. But yeah, another little tip for you. We're still out on our little ramble around the countryside looking for bites to eat. I just stumbled across a cobnut tree or hazelnut tree. There's quite a few on this tree, but the old squirrels have given it a right old going over. But we don't begrudge squirrels the nuts. They're all getting ready. I've got young now and they're all a little bit grown up, and they're all getting ready for winter. Hunker down in the drays. They need a bit of fat and a bit of protein, and They store them around the place, called caching. They cache them all for when times are really difficult. So I'll leave these around and they'll pick these up and take them off and bury them. They'll always have a bit of a store to go to in times of need. This is the hazelnut tree. It's a broadleaf, heavily ribbed, and they just grow on the tree just there. But that's what the tree looks like. Quite a big old tree, this one. But yeah, now I know they're not quite ready. I've got quite a few trees that I'll visit, not this one in particular because it has took a real hiding from the squirrels, but they won't be long now, another couple of weeks and they'll start to brown up and we'll have a good old glut of them this year. Nice for Christmas. Hazelnuts, roasted hazelnuts. Put them in cakes or on cereals or whatever. But yeah, just thought I'd show you that, guys. Not many people know where they come from or what the trees look like, so I just thought I'd put that out there for you. If you're lucky enough to recognise one of these out and about. September, middle of September, end of September, start looking and you'll always have 3 hazelnuts. Well guys, all done for the day. Hope you enjoyed that little video I made today for you. We've got some blackberries and sloes and elderberries and hazelnuts and rose hips and just a little glimpse of what you can find on a walk at the end of August. I say not much about now, stuff's starting to come to the end, but if you get out and have a look, there's always enough. You can cook yourself up a nice pudding and whatever else. There's a bottle of sloe gin in the making there, hazelnuts for Christmas, and rose hip tea anytime you fancy it, with a nice blackberry and elderberry crumble. So there's still plenty about. It's just a matter of getting out. Whether you take your dog for a walk or whether you just enjoy walking and foraging yourself, but there's plenty to be had out there still. That's the end of this video, guys, but I'll get busy making another one for you. Take care all, be safe out there, and most importantly, don't ever eat anything you're not sure of. Cheers guys, take care.